And here we are. Welcome, beautiful souls. Day 3 of Luminous Evolution. I am going to pull this up on my phone so I can see the Facebook live stream. Make sure we are indeed live, and I can see comments there. If you are catching this on the replay, hit replay so I know that you are in the vibe. And there we have it. I can see you. Welcome, Trisha. Make sure you drop something in the chat box to say hello. One of my favorite things to do to land in this space is just to take a breath or two to anchor me in. You are welcome to join me. So I'm just going to take a big breath in through my nose and I'm going to let it out through my mouth. If that feels good to you, join me here. I could feel the energy that I had that was all like, ooh, technology, ooh, where do I find it? Just drop in and land. This is one of my favorite ways to come into my body and be present. So welcome to day 3, which is your essence evolution. It's really about embodiment. It's about how do we actually do the things with the light? What is the point of having our soul share all of these codes with us? What can we do with these gifts, with these golden seeds? What do we do with our intuition? I'm going to be offering another activation, and we're going to talk about how we can step into the next level of our radiance, of our embodiment, of our evolution. And we're also going to talk a little bit about shields, because I talked on day 1 about dropping the shields, and also some comments were like, oh, I need shields because people and things and energy. Yeah, I can relate. I also know that having shields up actually cuts us off from our divine essence and source. And so I have an alternative that works just as well, if not better, that has a completely different vibe that will support you in your connection, your evolution, your abundance, your luminosity. So that's going to be fun. Oh, Miyabi, beautiful to have you here. It has been a hot minute since I have seen you. So welcome, everyone. To quickly review, on day 1, I talked about my evolutionary alchemy process, the thing that has helped me create multiple businesses doing like the things that I love, that I dream about. I have basically been able to transform all of the limitations that felt like they were stopping me from doing things so that I could activate a deeper connection with my highest self and then actually do something with the information. It has supported me in being aligned with what's happening in the world. I've been able to support clients in creating massive, epic transformation through this evolutionary alchemy process. It is one of the fastest ways that I've ever seen to basically do anything ever. We also talked about how the intuition on day 2 was the key, right? It's one of those things, alignment with our intuition, with our highest self, so we're not getting intuition that's distorted by our like fight and flight freeze response, is also so key to be able to step into more of who we really are. And so today is about, okay, once we have that connection and we've got the codes and we've got the activations happening, what the heck do we do with them? Hello, Claudette, as well. Oh, please drop in the chat box in the replay or in the Zoom if you're live with me here, where you are in the world. Where are you catching this from? Because it helps me to visualize how we are actually going to be amplifying our radiance and our light all over the globe. Beautiful. So we've got California, USA. I am coming from up north where there was a snowstorm today. Like the roads were awful. It's all melted now. We have Southern California as well. I am holding down the fort in western northern Canada in Alberta. I love that. We've had people from the US, from Canada, from Europe, from South Africa, from New Zealand and Australia. And every time I feel this energy of people connecting in light all over the globe, I know that I am fulfilling some of my soul purpose, which is to bring together people who are anchors of the light and who are here to be the light, to be the example of the radiance of our soul energy, which then ripples out into the communities with everyone around them. We have more East Coast US, Buffalo, New York, Trisha, beautiful, beautiful. Amazing. So we did a couple activations over the first 2 days as well. The first one planted beautiful golden seeds inside our heart, mind, and our sacral areas. What those golden seeds are going to blossom into was directed by your soul energy. So I can't wait to see how that transpires for you. On day 2, we deepened our connection to the core of the planet, into the consciousness of Gaia, and into the crystal cave of creation. And you brought forward energy, wisdom, potency, possibility for creation from other expressions of your existence here on the planet. And then people brought that up to their hearts to open a portal where another gift was shared by soul. And may I say that everyone had a very unique experience. And if you're like, what was that? I haven't caught day 1 and 2. The replays are available. You can check those out. But I have had people sharing inside the group, inside a thread, their experiences with the gift, the meditation, the activation on day 2, so that they can enter a chance to win the self-study course called Next Fucking Level Manifestation, that's actually all about alchemical creation. And people are bringing me to tears with the energies that they felt, the gifts that they received. If you did that meditation and you haven't done that homework to enter a chance to win that course, highly recommend. You don't have to share anything that feels too personal, but just sharing about how it felt and what was possible. It's incredibly inspiring for me to know that people are having all of these different experiences that are uniquely tailored to them, that are so profound in the activations and the wisdom and the energy, because I know that it is life-changing to do this work in the energy realms. Day 2, we also talked about how the imagination is the multidimensional gateway to all of this subtle energy, to the multidimensional expressions and experience and activations, and how that imagination is both an extension or the interpreter of the intuition coming through the subtle senses of our 5 senses, the seeing, the hearing, the tasting, the touching, the smelling, all of that, right? And the knowing. The imagination is like the interpreter going like, well, what does this mean? That's what our brain does, but it's truly our imagination that's piecing the things together, referencing things that we know and interpreting all of this data that we don't actually have a like physical reference for, because it's in the subtle and energetic realms. But we also spoke about your imagination as being the actor, the initiator of the energy that gives you access to moving and being a participant in the energy work itself. And the imagination is literally working with the energy for you. It's the intention that we set to work with these subtle energies that moves the forces of creation beyond the physical, right? We played with the activity of caressing our palm and then imagining what that feels like and sensing the subtlety so that we could know just how subtle it is and why it's so important to have space, right? Time, because we realized we wouldn't notice that kind of subtle energy movement and activation if we were really busy. If there was all of this input, if we're always watching lives and scrolling and listening to music and podcasts, because it is so quiet, so subtle. So we started to understand at a deeper level how profound it is to have space in stillness where we are present and we're inviting in and looking for and noticing these subtle energies. And then we also got to learn about how that could actually be our etheric hands, that we are moving with our intention, with our imagination, or perhaps it wasn't an etheric hand, but just your consciousness. So that imagination, we gave ourselves deeper permission to work with it, to use it, even though we have had it squished so hard as children, told we were making it all up. So we've dove into these concepts. We've received activations. We've gone into the imaginal realm. We felt the subtle energies. And now what? What is it good for? Right? What do we do with this? How does it affect our lives? Why would it be something you'd want to do more of? It's to bring through more of you. More of who you really are, okay? Because you're not just this body. You are so much more than that. And if you're watching this, I know you already know that. But the evolution process that we're going through right now is actually, and you hear about ascension and all of these things. The simplest way for me to think of it and to describe it is we are becoming more of what we always have been, which is light, the light of consciousness that we are. And we are learning how to be more of that light. And in order to do so, we have to have the space in our dense physical form and create more space for the light to shine, to be emitted from our own hearts. And also, I feel like there's this process of, as our being is evolving, growing, ascending, evolving, our soul has this opportunity to actually, and the space to actually come down and land and be in our bodies. And we get to express our essence through the light that we are. And this can be literal and metaphoric. Your essence expression is partly just you shining and literally being here and having the space to emit those higher frequency bandwidths of light, but also expressing the uniqueness that you are, all of your particular gifts, all of the things that you hold inside of you that are just a little different, or maybe a lot different than the things I hold inside me. Because we all came here with this unique codex, our own unique color, light, sound, sacred geometry, experiences, bandwidth of light spectrum. We all have a unique piece of the puzzle, and we all play our own note in the symphony of the universe, which, by the way, when you really look at it, means one song, right? We all have a different note that we are playing that looks different, that sounds different, that has a different dynamic to it. So how do you express your essence? How do you even know what your essence is? Well, you can explore, obviously, trying things out, seeing what feels like you, what doesn't feel like you. But the fastest way that I know is to do that thing that we've been talking about through the evolutionary alchemy, where we create the space inside of us by going, what doesn't feel like me? What feels heavy and dense? Because in your truest form, you are nothing but light. What feels really heavy and dense and not like me, like a program that was given to me by my parents, by society, what feels like something that maybe was me but is no longer, what can we transform? How can we let that go, release it with love and gratitude for where it got us to be, so that we can connect with our highest self? And when we connect with our highest self and activate that connection, remember we had this golden cord, silver cord actually, I think is what we pulled through that time, and the light pulsed down. It was sharing information about who you are, not just in this form, but who you are in your multidimensional self, right? All that you have been, all that you are now, all that you will be. Your highest self is beyond space and time and can share that information with you through the light codes, through the feelings, through the experience. And that goes into our body. Our DNA also holds the record of everything we have been, will be, and are, right? The junk DNA that they say, like, we don't know what this is just junk. No, it's quantum information of the highest level that actually gives us access to the infinite and to the quantum field. It's really important. When when we have the space for that light to come down, it can activate the remembrance on the body level and the soul level of who we actually are as incarnate, radiant light beings who are here as consciousness to experience, to exchange information, to learn, to grow, to play in our own unique, particular way. Regardless of your soul mission and your design, you at the very highest levels, you came here as the universe to experience what it's like just to be here, right? And then also have some freaking fun doing it, to learn, to grow, and to express that unique code, that unique essence. So when we receive the light codes, we are getting more of our own energy back. And it sparks this remembrance in us. And that comes through with practice in the stillness. And we start to get these intuitive hits about who we are. And more importantly, about how we feel, right? And those feelings come through and can inform us what we want to do. But it comes through the being first, right? It's like, who are we and what does that feel like? And when we're in our most shiny, radiant, connected, aligned self, who do we feel like? What do we feel like? What is in us? What are the frequencies? What are the vibes? What are the feelings? And then how do we be that in our day-to-day? I was teaching a beautiful class today in my certification program for the creation coaches. And we talked about the difference in vibrational frequency between fear and love. The opposite of love is often said to be hate, but it's not. It's fear. They are along a spectrum. And when we are able to be in that aligned state of connection with our highest self, and I love then anchoring it into the earth and pulling through all of our earth stuff as well as the cosmic stuff and being that bridge between heaven and earth and feeling it, to me it feels like love. So let me know if you were here with me yesterday, because I didn't ask this question. Did that alignment feel like love to you? Did it feel loving? Did it feel benevolent? Let me know in the comments. When I call in a sacred space, when I move myself into that shift and I'm like inviting in the divine, the sacred, as we did in both of the activations, it feels like tangible love to me. And I have not yet been able to experience in that state of full alignment with my highest self fear. Fear comes from separation with source, with ourselves, with who we really are, right? It can also come with the ego level, the survival, right? If we're afraid for our survival, of course, we're gonna put our shields up, and that disconnects us from the love, from the source, from all that is. And it's not a bad thing if we're disconnected. It's just a thing. But for me, it doesn't feel as good. Michelle saying all the above. It feels like love. Yeah. I don't know across history or time or space that I've ever heard of someone said, inside this sacred space feels like hatred and fear and anger, right? The sacred spaces feel like love. They feel like home to me. And they feel like a place where I can be present, relaxed, open, instead of closed off, right? My university degree, many, many years ago, like 15, 20 years ago now, was in sociocultural anthropology, which is basically the study of man, because I was just obsessed with learning about people across cultures, across time and space, and especially in their religious and spiritual traditions. Because I always had this inclination to want to know, to feel, to know how we were all the same and how we were different. And in all of my studies, these sacred spaces, they always had that quality that was shared. And it also could be transformational, like very profoundly transformational, because that is what that higher frequency does. It will transform what is not of that. And what is not of that will either do two things when it comes to meet the higher frequency. It'll either shift and transform to become like it, or it'll skedaddle away, right? It won't feel comfortable to stay in that space. So this is a really interesting opportunity. I was speaking about that connection into the divine, to be able to activate, to be able to comprehend and do the stuff with the light codes and use the intuition and connect and evolve and grow. And I said on day one that you can't do that with your emergency system activated. When shields are up, your connection to the divine is not as available. And if you do connect, it's still trying to come through that energetic force field that you have thrown up with your nervous system being activated into that fight, flight, freeze, fuck you, like that energy. And so if you are getting the divine connection, because there's that energetic field around you that's saying, emergency, emergency, things are not okay, the messages that can come through can often be distorted. And then we believe that our intuition kind of sucks, right? We'll be like, oh, I got a message, but it wasn't clear and I followed it and bad things happened, or, like I went the wrong way, it led me astray. When we're not in that full, open, connected state, our intuition doesn't get through properly. It's like the light gets refracted and it's like a funhouse mirror. So we're getting an image, we're getting a picture, but it's not clear. But life on Earth has been about survival, right? Life on Earth has been very much about surviving up until this point. So we are hardwired to survive, and that has meant putting our shields up. Plus we have all of these modern day stresses that don't allow us to ever fully recoup, because they're weird stresses. They're like work and office stresses or financial stresses instead of tiger trying to eat us stresses, right? So they're ongoing. So there are so many people that are walking around with their shields always up, with that fight or flight system activated. And they're going, I can't connect. I feel like I can't connect with people. I feel lost. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with my life. I feel alone, spinning in trauma. And it's truly nobody's fault, because life on earth has been traumatizing, especially these last couple of years and centuries. And we have all of the trauma from our family lineage. But the key to being able to know what to do, who we are, to connect with people, all necessitates connecting with our soul energy, right? And being in that open and receptive state. But how do we do that when life is so hard and people are so blah and the energy is massively intense and overwhelming? How can we not have shields up? How can we stay in this connected state? First off, we do the trauma healing. And this is beyond the scope of what I'm sharing here. And there are so many amazing resources for that, whether it's somatic movement, breath work, trauma-informed therapy, coaching, tapping, belief repatterning. There's so much available. Body work, movement. But once we're able to get into a space of at least being able to relax the nervous system, instead of shielding, what we can do is amplifying the vibrational frequency of our body and activating something that I call the sparkle field. Now, this works out really beautifully because it will protect you, but without the same energy and intention of shielding yourself from the world and cutting off your connection to source. Activating your sparkle field will emit basically a force field around you, same as the shield, but the intentionality behind it and the expression and the frequency are completely different. So when we talk about vibrational frequency, it's literally how fast something is vibrating. The heavier or denser it feels, the slower the vibrations, the heavier it feels. And the lighter something is, typically the faster it vibrates. Again, this is not about good, bad, right, wrong. It's just about the speed, the frequency of which the things, the emotions are vibrating at, the body is vibrating at. And the emotions cause the vibrational frequency of the body, by the way. So when we are in fight or flight, right, we are in that survival mechanism, and putting the shields up is going, I need protection. I'm not safe. That automatically lowers our vibrational frequency and also impairs our immune system, our digestive function, our capacity to think logically, rationally, see our tools. How many times have you been spinning, right? You're feeling like overwhelmed and you're spinning in that lower vibrational frequency and you're like, this is a problem. And someone will say to you, well, why don't you just, and you go, oh my God, why didn't I think of that? It's so obvious. It's because you can't. When you are in that spin, in the shutdown, in the contraction, in the survival mode with the shields up, you can't access the frequencies where the solutions exist, where the possibilities exist, right? It's a different bandwidth. It's a whole different octave of frequency. So when we decide to work with the sparkle field instead of a shield, we are able to just raise the vibrational frequency of our being using our imagination and our intention to work with the energy inside of our body, to command it to be so with our consciousness. And then it makes everything in your field and in your body vibrate really fast, like a little hummingbird. And then because it's vibrating so fast, anything that tries to like land on it or come in is like bounced away unless it can also match that frequency. So in essence, it's a force field that works as a shield, but it's not about shielding. It's just the byproduct. And you are saying in this vibrational space, this higher frequency of like, let me sparkle my light. Let me vibrate higher, faster, be more luminously expressive in my own essence, radiance. And that puts us in a higher frequency bandwidth, one where it is possible to connect with our intuition, our consciousness, our imagination, our soul energy, our own luminous beingness, where also the bandwidth of like gratitude and celebration and creation and possibility all vibe. So I want you, and I'm going to walk you through this. I'm going to teach you how to activate your sparkle field. But I just want you to feel into these two energies and let me know in the comments. Do they have a different feeling to you? A shield to shield you from, protect you from the entire world to make sure that you're safe, or a sparkle field of radiance that allows you to still be connected to all the magic. How do those feel in your body? Even just those two words, they have different frequencies, field and shield. To me, the frequency of shield feels like it's reminding me that there are things that are not safe, right? It's contractive. Shield, I want to get like under the shield. There's nothing wrong with shields. Sometimes they are necessary, right? If someone's coming at you with a sword, I hope you have a shield. And also, we don't want to walk around connected, always shielded from all of the awesome that is available to us when there's no swords coming at us, when there's no tigers running after us. If we activate the sparkle field, we are able to really do that from the place of being really anchored into our own sovereign beingness, into our own power, into our highest self, and into the earth, so that other people's junk doesn't come at us. It is enough protection for like people's bad vibes, right? Because that's what we're protecting ourselves against mostly right now. It's not against tigers and swords. It's against the vibes. So an energetic field of love, light, and magic around you and sparkles, it's enough for that. Again, if a sword is coming at you, I mean, unless you are probably an ascended master, your sparkle field won't do the trick. Like pick up the metal shield for that. So Salio is saying, sparkles make me want to dance. Yeah, and you've just gotten out of living solely in survival mode. Not easy to do. It's so worth doing, because I know we didn't come here. If you're watching this, you didn't come here just to survive. You came here to be able to thrive, right? To be able to bring your unique essence and your unique gifts forward and play and explore all of that. And there's so much uniqueness to each one of us. We each carry a piece of the puzzle. So I do want to take you through the activation of the sparkle field so that you can try it out. You can let me know how it goes. But I want to just say, we're going to do this in sacred space. The reason we do that is because it also supports us in being able to align, to tap into the divine. So that is another way to amplify your embodiment of your essence, right? The sacred space that we create with our imagination and our intention supports the relaxation of our being and allows us to feel the connection to everything. And when we feel that connection, we feel supported. We are able to elevate our frequency into the field of unity, abundance, harmony, connection with all that is, instead of feeling disconnected and separate. The frequency bandwidth of lack, scarcity, survival, it's all very dense and very heavy. Again, it's not bad, it just is. We've explored that very thoroughly. And I think as humanity, we've decided we're good with that. We explored it so thoroughly here on Earth for the last couple thousand years, and we are ready to explore this new octave of expression of our own unique light right? Our own essence and celebration of that, while still understanding we're all freaking connected. That's the unity consciousness that people are talking about, right? That is the connection with the all that is able to celebrate the connection as opposed to feeling like it is taking away from. So if you would like to call in sacred space with me and activate that sparkle field connection, just let me know. Say, I'm ready to sparkle, ready to shine. Throw your own words in there. Have some water, get ready, get comfy. If you've done this with me before, some of my students have, great. Let's do it again. Sarah's ready. Readies are coming in. Sparkle on. Yes. This is our luminous evolution. I want to preface this with saying, I'm going to go and do this in like a bit of a longer form. I'm probably going to take about 8 to 10 minutes to do this, but I can do it in one. I can do this before I hop on a Zoom call. I can do this before I walk into a hangout session with my parents, right? Because if you think you're all enlightened, Ram Dass said, go spend a weekend at home with your folks. Enlightened, by the way, literally means being lighter, emitting the light and knowing and experiencing the light that you are in form, the living light that you are. It's just the beginning of the whole journey, by the way. So I'm going to invite you, now that everyone's absolutely freaking lootly, I love that, ready to heal, sparkle, and create magic. So willing to get sparkles, willing, amazing, ready, using that force of will, inviting you into a space where you can close your eyes and settle into the space, feeling supported by the seat underneath you. You may wish to have your feet flat on the floor for this. Straight spine would be very helpful because what we are doing is aligning in that vertical axis to the cosmos and to the earth, as we did last time in our sacred space. Breathing in with me through the nose, bring the breath up through your root and into your belly. And blow a candle out slowly through your mouth. Breathing in through the root belly and bring that breath up to your heart space. Blow the candle out again. Breathing from your root into your belly, into your heart, all the way up to your crown. Blow it out even more slowly. Dropping into the here and now, into the present, as we create the sacred space and ask to be supported and to feel the energetic shifts in our field. May all of our guides and team and multidimensional self support us, as well as all of the elemental forces of creation, in feeling the energetic difference between activating our shields and the sparkle field. I want to invite you to send those roots down to the earth, all the way down, 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 down to the core of the planet. With your intention and imagination, breathe this energy of nourishing, nurturing connection all the way up through the roots, all the way up through the feet, through the base of the spine, and up into your heart. And on your next exhale, I want you to send it up and out through the top of your head, all the way up to the cosmos with your imagination. Beautiful, nicely done. Now, again, in your imagination, scan and sweep the cosmos, the celestial realm, and all the stars above. And on your next inhale, imagine breathing down a cosmic white diamond crystalline light through your crown. Bring it into your heart. And on your next exhale, send it all the way down into the earth. Nice. Breathe here for a moment. Whew, and that felt so good. I'm going to invite you to do that with me 2 more times, running the energy. You can use your hands if it would help. You're going to use your imagination and your breath. So on your next inhale, breathe the energy from the earth all the way up through the roots. Breathe it up through and into your core, into your heart, and exhale, send it up and out through your crown into the cosmos, sweeping out to connect with all of creation in the cosmic realm. Inhale, bring down that white light with diamond, platinum, iridescent sparkles into your heart space. Exhale, send it into the earth. Just notice if your body is starting to tingle and feel a little more alive here. One last deep breath in from the earth, bringing that energy up with your intention, your imagination, up through into your core, into your heart. Exhale, send it out through your crown into the core of the galaxy, to the great central sun, and sweep your imagination one last time through the cosmos and inhale that light down, down through your crown, and exhale it down into the earth. Woohoo. Notice your heart space now. Feel the energies mix and mingle inside your chest. Feeling the living bridge energy, the living embodiment of the as above, so below, as within, so without, holographic mysteries of this planet and existence. And on your next inhale, breathe and feel these energies expand in your chest. On your next exhale, breathe the light out into a bubble around you. Nice. And you can even put your hands out and feel the energy in this sphere, this bubble that is all around you, above and below you, 360 degrees around you. And feel the earth and cosmic energies supporting you in this beautiful sacred space. And now I'm going to invite you to use your imagination in whatever way will work for you. You might just command this and then know that it is so. You might want to imagine a dial that you are turning up, and we're turning up the amplitude and the frequency of the light that you are emitting from your heart, but not from your energy field, from this earth and cosmic energy. So it is infinite, and you are not going to deplete yourself by turning this light up. It is from the the external and internal infinite source. So on your next breath in, decide with your intention to turn up the brightness, and exhale, make it sparkle. Set your intention for the cells in your body and all of the air around you, all of your energy field, to start to shimmer and sparkle faster, expanding the luminosity and the frequency of this bubble around you. You might want to say out loud, sparkle field, engage. Vibrate faster, bringing through more light, amplify. And I want you to imagine your heart starting to shine so freaking brightly. It looks like it's about to go supernova. Beautiful. And your heart swells, that beautiful light that may be that crystalline white diamond platinum light, or perhaps you'll see colors in it, or perhaps you will just feel it and know it is there. It starts to expand from its place in your chest to your entire chest cavity, out through your arms and legs, head, neck, fingers and toes, and into your energy field. And this light inside you grows to expand into a sphere about 6 feet across. Beautiful. And ask, can you turn this up even brighter? Notice any sensations. Notice if it feels hot, cold, tingly. Trust that it is so. And we ask now that anything and everything that comes into contact with our sparkle field is uplifted to match this vibrational frequency. And anything that is not able to match this frequency of light simply bounces off. Things are either transmuted or they bounce away with grace and ease. We also ask that every step that we take leaves a trail of light. Every person we interact with, if their heart is willing and open, can receive an activation of these light codes from our essence, as well as from that earth and cosmic source. We ask right now in this space, with our sparkle field activated, to be upgraded to embody more of our own unique light codes and essence expression in a way that feels safe, secure, easy, fun, joyful, and is for our highest growth and evolution in this lifetime to the highest degree that our soul allows and that our human body can integrate at this time. Just breathe, feel, and receive anything that is for you to come through in this now. Messages, information, feelings, activations. Just feel it. And amplify. Now I'm going to offer some sound imbued with light codes to anchor this into your body. Feel the resonance without worrying about what it means. Dinashke, Tikianaka, Erioko, Diashkiniaka, Niakia, Euko, Diashkanaka, Hiriate, Iomiaka, Heria. Take a moment to let everything land. Ask yourselves to integrate all of this information and activation with grace and ease, and allowing yourself to adjust the luminosity of your sparkle field to a place and space that feels entirely comfortable and effortless for you to hold. I'm going to invite you to breathe into your heart and give gratitude very gently. In your own time, start to blink your eyes open without shutting the field off. You might want to have some water. Let me know when you're back how you are feeling. I know a lot of times when we close down a sacred space, we take all of it and we come back to this mundane energy. But I want to set the intention with the sparkle field to keep the field active while we give gratitude to the sacred space. Then we can intentionally just come into a space of luminous presence in this now moment. So you did amazing. And for those that were not able to fully do the activation because you were just listening, highly recommend coming back to try this. Because once you have expanded your sparkle field, turn it on, in that deeper way, it's very easy to go back and just do it in like a couple steps. I'm going to teach you how I do the short version as well. So let me know. How are you feeling? Got peaceful, relaxed, and loved. I love that. Salio experienced a lot of clearing, still yawning, but saw a dragon and walked down a tunnel of golden light. Ooh, wow. Mystical. For me this time, I was very just present in the body, but I could feel your energy and your vibration, and I could see and feel the bubbles of light popping up all over the globe. Which is just saying very relaxed, sleepy now. Yeah, so if your body is not used to holding a ton of light, because we went very deep and very high with that activation, because it's fun, that's how I wanted to roll. Yeah, you might need some integration time, which is very important, right? Especially because there's so much of the cosmic light coming through at this time. If you are wanting to do this because you're just like walking into a mall and you don't want to feel buffeted by other people's energy, so you're going into an office or a grocery store, or you feel like you want to be in your power and protected without going, I'm not safe, shields up. What you can do is just literally, now that you've done the commands, just be like, Spirit, activate my sparkle field. And if you want, you can imagine just going down into the earth, connecting to the cosmos, into your heart, into your field, and just say, amplify, radiance. And I love adding in, just while I'm walking, talking, driving, setting those beautiful intentions that this is for me, but it's also for anyone that I encounter, and it's leaving uplifting energy everywhere I go. So once you program something, an activation, you can like reactivate it very quickly. Like you don't have to go through all the steps. Sparkle field activate. If you're a performer, this can be a really fun one, or like a teacher, a mentor, someone with an online business. Activate your sparkle field before you go on stage, right? People will see it. Sorry, like they might not, if they don't have dimensional sight, they may not see it, but they'll see your essence, because you can feel that, right? You can feel when people are radiant, and you can see it, even if you can't see it with your like inner eyesight. You can feel the difference between like, okay, someone who's got their sparkle field on and they're feeling it, they're feeling that alignment, versus someone who's like turned off in the energy. So you can connect into it. It doesn't always mean someone's like smiling and radiant, but it's a sensation. No matter how much you might tell yourself the story of not being intuitive, all humans innately have this. We are energy animals. You have felt vibes when you walk into a room and you go, uh-oh. Or even if nothing has been said, right? You can feel that. People can feel vibes. Deers can feel vibes. Birds can feel vibes, right? It's a thing we do because energy is a real tangible thing that we can measure. We can measure the heart's electrical output. We can measure brain waves, even though they're made of energy, right? That's energy is what's powering our phones and our computers. It's not as just woo-woo as some people make it out to be, right? Your dog knows when you're sad because he can feel your energy, and when you're happy. So working with this intentionally allows you to connect in effortlessly and be in that space of openness. When you've got your sparkle field on, you are open. You're running it's actually a torus field where it's open at the top and open at the bottom, and the energy is running through, and it's being pulled from cosmic and from earth source, those infinite sources, right? Instead of being emitted from you. So you're not going to be drained the same way, right? So you don't have to walk around feeling unsafe with your shields up, unless the tiger's coming, the swords are coming. Of course, go into fight or flight and use that energy to escape and live, right? When we go into fight and flight, everything else is shut off. Like I said, your digestion, your immune system, your brain power, because it's all going to like your muscles and things, so you can run away, you can fight, you can do all of that. We can't live there. So shielding constantly, right? Like some new age or like intuitive practitioners, even like Reiki masters and people tell you, shield your energy. The intention behind that is you're not safe. Be afraid. And that fear takes us away from love, right? When there's something to actually fear, the tiger, the sword, a car bearing down on you, a child about to fall into a well, be afraid. But we can't walk around like that. We can't make our business decisions, our romantic decisions from places of fear, right? We will have distorted intuition. The light codes are going to try to come in. The information from the cosmos is going to try to get to you. Your soul's going to try to communicate with you, and it's just going to bounce off. And then you go, I'm so lost. I don't know what to do. My life is like this meaningless wander. I'm going in the wrong directions. Yes, of course you are. If you're out of alignment, then don't trust your intuition. It's distorted. Get into alignment first. So transform the density with whatever means necessary so that you can be in that open, relaxed state and connect body, mind, heart, soul, highest self to the earth. And then if you want to connect outwards to the all that is, to the elements, to other people, you can do that. And you can intentionally use your imagination to connect the golden threads. So you're receiving the uplifting codes, the beautiful information instead of the, right? Instead of feeling unsafe. Because the earth is shifting so quickly, because of the work that we are doing and the people that we are standing on the shoulders of, our ancestors, our luminous ancestors, the work that they did too. So our opportunity now, our greatest opportunity, is to move out of that fear and that separation and into love and connection and possibility and abundance and creation and magic, so that we can emit more light. And then imagine for a sec what'll happen when many of us do this. This lights up the frickin' world. So this is our work. This is our play. This is our greatest opportunity. This is the work that I do inside basically all of my programs. Whatever form it is, if I'm teaching people light language, if I'm teaching people how to manifest, it's all in the name of connecting with highest self and bringing through more of your soul essence, what is for you specifically, and then sharing it with the world. When I'm working with one-on-one clients, this is what I do, because it is the solution to every freaking problem that we have. When I'm teaching in my certification program how to run a business, how to facilitate workshops and retreats, I teach my coaches first connect in sacred space and then bring through what is going to be that clear, undistorted energy of soul and spirit and source and all of that. So this is the play. I do have maybe 2 spots available to work with me one-on-one. If that feels like something you want to explore, message me. I don't even have this stuff on my website right now, if you're feeling that soul call. But what I really wanted to come on here to invite you to do was to come on a 9-week activation journey with me called the Alchemy of Abundance, Activations and Adventures in Creation, where we are going on a journey that I have been asked by my spirit, by Gaia, by source, by soul, by the all that is, to take people on an activation journey into more of who they are, to transform more of the density that's in the way, connect with the highest self, and bring through the codes and the experiences and the activations and amplify the intuition and the ability to work with energy through the imagination, so that they can open to receive more on the solstice coming up, and also so that they can just have that life-changing experience of working in the multidimensional to receive the upgrades for them. So it is starting next Tuesday, on the 26th of April, begin the Magic Carpet Ride. 9 weeks, 9 activations, 2 p.m. on Tuesdays, Mountain Time. If you cannot make it, there would be replays that are out within, an hour or so of the experience. And we have a private Facebook group to connect about the experiences so people can share, drop codes for each other, because, oh my gosh, when you read other people's experiences, it's like, what? Reading people's experiences with the gift in the activation yesterday, I was literally crying because I'm like, this is so beautiful. I'm so glad we get to do this together. By the way, that is the thing to do if you want to win my self-study course, Next Level Manifestation. So if you're feeling soul call, and this has to be a soul thing, it can't be a logical thing, right? If you connect with your highest self and you go, is this for me? Even if it doesn't make sense right now, come and join me on the adventure. Okay? There is an early bird pricing structure that's going to be in place until April the 23rd, 22nd, and then on the 23rd, it moves to a different pricing structure. And the details are that it's going to be magical. The details, I don't want to say they're irrelevant. I've talked about it a little bit, but really it's going to be co-created with all of the people who come on the journey with me, including all of my creation coaches. There's already like 18, 19, 20 people that are going to be going on this adventure that are part of my certification program. So like the codes that are going to be co-created are already going to be really profound because they're amazing, luminous, radiant people. If you want to know more, if you've got specific questions, you can message me. You can email me. Facebook is an easy way to get a hold of me through Messenger. If you feel like you're like, I think I want to do that, but I think I have some codes in particular for you. If you are a change maker, a visionary, an entrepreneur who is wanting support in amplifying your own intuitive capacity to work into your next level of creation and abundance using evolutionary alchemy and all of my toolkit, and you feel that soul call because we've got a soul contract and I'm here to support you, message me about that as well. It is a 4-figure investment and I can share the different options. So, Sparkle Field, this is a tool for you to use anytime. Just reading Sarah's comment. My son just said, I don't really understand this, but I still kind of like this. Yes. Okay, for a lot of this stuff, it is at an intermediate to mastery level experience. I'm not going and being like, your intuition is a spidey sense and talking about it at that very basic level. I'm saying, who wants to go on a magical mystery tour and experience the things? But you know what? That is the fastest way to learn. We're all kinesthetic experiential learners to some degree. And I think it allows us to have this embodied wisdom and instead of just book learning and knowledge. So the people that come on adventures with me start to learn through the embodied wisdom to hold the keys inside of them instead of going like, there's a multi-dimensional realm out there and I've heard there are other dimensions too and we're evolving and ascending, but I don't know because I have no experience with that. I can't speak to that. They get to feel it. You will feel it when you go on an adventure or work with me one-on-one or do any of the other classes that I have available. I want people to feel it so they can digest it, so they can know it. So take time to integrate this information. I will leave this masterclass up for at least the next week. I'm going to say probably until the Friday after the class begins. We've just got basically 6 days until the Magic Carpet Ride departs and I get to play tour guide. And take time to integrate the information. It's a soul thing, whether or not you come with me on this adventure or not. There'll be tons of other ways that you can play and you can work with me over the next while. If this is not the right thing for you, that's okay. You're going to have oracle card reading certification program, Sacred Dance. I've got my creation coach program to certify people to lead workshops and be coaches working with these energies. Even if we don't actually work together, I am so glad that we did. You already did. We just did. If this is where your comfort level lies, I am so glad we spent this time together. And if you want to go further, I'm so excited about that too. I love that you are here on this planet right now and you're willing to expand your radiant essence, your evolution, and step into more of who you really are. So remember, the keys are first to transform the density, however you need to do that. Relaxing the nervous system, healing the nervous system so that you feel safe enough to create those sacred spaces and connect. Anchor into the earth and your highest self, bring the energy through, and then take your intuition and explore with your imagination, and let your imagination be your guide. Let it be true. And then one last thing on the embodiment of your soul essence evolution. If you're getting intuitive hits that are telling you to do something for light's sake, do it. Do the things. Because my friends, you are not going to get more if you keep ignoring the message, even if it's freaking uncomfortable, even if it doesn't make any sense. If you feel blocked right now with your growth and evolution, check in. Have you been getting a message that you've been sitting on? Do you know it's time to end or begin a relationship, a new job, a career, a soul mission, to move, to start working out, to start lifting weights? Like, are there things that you know you are being asked to do that you haven't done yet? Because you're not going to get more until you do that thing. And remember, the light codes that are coming in might be sharing with you something that seems really illogical, because we're moving out of that logical space, those logical places, and into the realms of the multidimensional, infinite creation possibility space of the quantum, of the evolutionary expansion that we're in right now. So it might not make logical sense. Most leaps into the next level don't. Okay? Trust yourself, trust your imagination, and let me know if I can be of any support moving forward. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being with me here. I cannot wait to see who's going to come on the adventures with me. The alchemy of abundance. The abundance is going to come when you really learn how to connect with the all that is and fly. Oh my gosh, Aaron's son just woke up and said he was eating chocolate in the sky. Yes! Oh my god, I love that. Kids are great. Kids can take you on adventures. Use this imaginal realm and the work with them. Use the intuition development exercises with them. Let them dream with you, because they're here to work with you. Even though sometimes it feels like they're holding you back. No, they're here to co-create with you. Thank you, Michelle. I love your divine, sparkling, compassionate, expansive loveliness. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah. Dear ones, until next time, enjoy activating your luminescence and just letting it shine.